cross is a geometrical figure consisting of two lines or bars perpendicular to each other, dividing one or two of the lines in half. The lines usually run vertically and horizontally. If they run obliquely, the design is technically termed a saltire, although the arms of a saltire need not meet at right angles. The cross is one of the most ancient human symbols, and has been used by many religions, most notably Christianity. It may be seen as a division of the world into four elements or cardinal points, or alternately as the union of the concepts of divinity, the vertical line, and the world, the horizontal line. Etymology: the word cross comes ultimately from Latin crux, a Roman torture device used for crucifixion, via Old Irish crows. The word was introduced to English in the 10th century as the term for the instrument of the torturous execution of Jesus as described in the New Testament, gradually replacing the earlier word rood. History: it is not known when the first cross image was made. After circles, crosses are one of the first symbols drawn by children of all cultures. Some of the earliest images of crosses were found in the Central Asian steppes, and some were found in Altai. The cross in the old Altaic religion called Tengriism symbolizes the god Tengri. It wasn't an elongated dagger cross, instead resembling a plus sign. There are many cross-shaped incisions in European cult caves, dating back to the earliest stages of human cultural development in this Stone Age. Like other symbols from this period, their use continued in the Celtic and Germanic cultures in Europe. For example, Celtic coins minted many centuries before the Christian era may have an entire side showing this type of cross, sometimes with the cardinal points marked by concave depressions in the same style as in Stone Age carvings. Other coins may be showing the cross held by a rider on a horse and springing a fern leaf, sometimes identified as a tree of life symbol. As of April 10, 2013, pictures of a possible contender for the first use of the cross symbol has been found at the Tal Khaybar excavation site in Iraq. The shape of one of the buildings, believed to be about 4,000 years old, is in the shape of a cross of the type used in the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. A picture of the building's floor can be seen here. This would predate the ancient Israelites' tabernacle in the wilderness and the first two temples by about 800 years. As markings, written crosses are used for many different purposes, particularly in mathematics. The addition sign and the multiplication sign are cross shapes. A cross is often used as a check mark because it can be clearer, easier to create with an ordinary pen or pencil, and less obscuring of any text or image that is already present than a large dot. It also allows marking a position more accurately than a large dot. The Chinese character for 10 is A. The dagger or obolus is a cross, the Georgian letters are florin yen and a florin are crosses. In the Latin alphabet, the letter X and the minuscule form of T are crosses. The Roman numeral for 10 is X. A large cross through a text often means that it is wrong or should be considered deleted. A cross is also used standalone to denote rejection. As emblems and symbols, in heraldry, there are numerous other variations on the cross in heraldry. See heraldry for background information. James Parker's A Glossary of Terms Used in Heraldry is online, and contains much information about variants of crosses used in heraldry. In flags, several flags have crosses, including all the nations of Scandinavia, whose crosses are known as Scandinavian crosses, and many nations in the Southern Hemisphere, which incorporate the Southern Cross. The flag of Switzerland since the 17th century has displayed an equilateral cross in a square. The Red Cross emblem was based on the Swiss flag. Sovereign state flags with crosses. Other selected flags and arms with crosses. As a design element, other noteworthy crosses, crux, or the Southern Cross, is a cross-shaped constellation in the Southern Hemisphere. It appears on the national flags of Australia, Brazil, New Zealand, Niue, Papua New Guinea and Samoa. The tallest cross, at 152.4 meters high, is part of Francisco Franco's monumental Valley of the Fallen, the Monumento Nacional de Santa Cruz del Valle de los Caídos in Spain. A cross at the junction of Interstates 57 and 70 in Effingham, Illinois, is purportedly the tallest in the United States, at 198 feet tall. The tallest freestanding cross in the United States is located in St. Augustine, Florida and stands 208 feet. The tombs at Naqsh Rustam, Iran, made in the 5th century BC, are carved into the cliffside in the shape of a cross. They are known as the Persian crosses. As physical gestures, cross shapes are made by a variety of physical gestures. Crossing the fingers of one hand is a common invocation of this symbol. The sign of the cross associated with Christian genuflection is made with one hand. In Orthodox tradition the sequence is head heart right shoulder left shoulder, while in Catholic and Anglican tradition the sequence is head heart left right. Crossing the index fingers of both hands represents the number 10 in Chinese-speaking societies and a charm against evil in European folklore. Other gestures involving more than one hand include the cross my heart movement associated with making a promise and the tower shape of the referee's timeout hand signal. See also, astrological symbols. The cross symbolically represents matter in many of these glyphs. Astronomical symbols. The cross mark may have been added to Christianize pagan god symbols. Koch copyright, cross NDJ, cross and crown, cross burning, cross necklace, cross bark, crossroads, references, notes. Sources: Chevalier, Jean. The Penguin Dictionary of Symbols. Penguin ISBN 0-14-051254-3. Drury, Neville. Dictionary of Mysticism and the Occult. Harper and Row. ISBN 0-06-062093-5. Koch, Rudolph. The Book of Signs. Dover, N.Y. ISBN 0-486-20162-7. Weber, F. A Church Symbolism, An Explanation of the More Important Symbols of the Old and New Testament, the Primitive, the Medieval and the Modern Church. Cleveland, O.H. OCLCA 236708. External links: ciyaku.com, All Crosses, probably the largest collection on the Internet, lutheransonline.com, Variations of Crosses Euro Images and Meanings, Cross and Crucifix, Glossary, Forms and Topics, Nasrani.net, Indian Cross, freetatoodesigns.org, The Cross in Tattoo Art, The Christian Cross of Jesus Christ, Symbols of Christianity, Images, Designs and Representations of it as Objects of Devotion,